Okay. Hi guys, good evening. Thank you for joining our webinar tonight. I'm Martini Chang from Education Overseas Services and Mr. Edu. Malam hari ini kita akan discuss mengenai skill trades programs in Canada yang ternyata merupakan in-demand jobs ya. Apa itu skill trades? Mungkin banyak dari kalian yang masih asing mendengarnya gitu ya. Nah, dan gimana detailsnya nanti akan kita bahas di webinar ini. And tonight we have Sofia from Cambrian College. Cambrian is located in Sudbury, di mana merupakan salah satu lokasi RCIP ya, yang ada jalur PR yang relatif jauh lebih cepat dan mudah untuk Kanada saat ini. Jadi jalur PR Kanada itu banyak, tapi so far ini yang merupakan bisa dibilang fast track juga gitu ya. Oke, kita langsung dengerin aja presentasi dari Sofia and please drop any questions in the chat box during the presentation. Dan kalau udah selesai, kalian mau tanya langsung bisa raise your hands and unmute yourself. Oke, Sofia, please start.
Okay, thank you, Martini. Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Sophia, and currently I am the market representative for Cambridge College for Southeast Asia and South Korea and also Europe. And today I'm so happy to join the event from EOS to give you the information about Cambridge College, especially about the skill trade program as well as the immigration opportunities. Okay. So I hope that the session today is informative for you guys. And after my presentation, if you have any question, please let me know. Okay, so now I will share my screen and I will start my presentation. Okay, hold on. I'll share my screen here. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, welcome again to Camden College. This is the Extraordinary Gateway to Canada. So, if you are interested in study abroad in Canada as well as immigration in Canada, I strongly believe that Camden College is one of the good options for you to study, to work, and eventually to live in Sudbury, Canada. Why? Because today I will give you four parts. First of all, I will explain to you where we are location. Secondly, I will give you the information about Cambridge College, what is the special program that we can give to you. Next, I will talk about the job opportunity in my city and also immigration is very important for students. Okay, so let's start with our location. Where is Cambridge College? So, Cambridge College, as Martini mentioned, that we located in Sudbury, Ontario, and Sudbury is the northern Ontario. So from Toronto to Sudbury, it takes around 4 hours by driving or less than 1 hour by airplane. And Sudbury is that is the largest city in northern Ontario. And we are also the economic hub of northern Ontario here. So there are a lot of job opportunities in terms of technology, healthcare, community service, and for example, business as well. Okay, so Sudbury is the nickel city because mining is the top industry here. We call this in the nickel city. As you can see that this is the biggest coin of the world. This is the iconic landmark in Sudbury. So I hope that in the future, if you have a chance to visit Sudbury, you have to, right, to visit this big nickel and to check in with this one. It's very famous. And as I mentioned that we are the Northern Ontario largest city. Currently we have more than 190,000 population, and surrounding us is more than 300 lakes and also 9 provincial parks. So the reason why students they choose Sudbury to study because we are also the big city, but it's very friendly, very welcoming community. We are also offer the opportunity employment Immigration, as I mentioned, that we do have the RCIP program, FCIP program, OIMP program. I will explain later on. We are also the center of entertainment and education. And the most important, we do offer very accessible cost of living and quality of life. So when you compare the cost of living in the big city, for example, Vancouver or Toronto, you can see that Sudbury is much cheaper than this city. And one thing I would love to share with you, this is about the labor market in Sudbury. So Greater Sudbury ranked among Canada's top 5 strongest labor market. And this is according to the latest this year, 2026, BMO Capital Market Labor Market Report. And you can see that Sudbury, we belong to the top 5, right, among Canada's 33 largest cities. And we also achieved 7% employment growth, and we are also one of the strongest performers in the country. Okay, so this is the good news for students, especially for international students who want to move to Sudbury to look for the job. Okay, and here is some photos from Sudbury, and I also have the short video clip about our city. So here you are. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so here you are.
Do you think you can really tell what a city looks like just by looking at the street view on Google Maps? Sudbury is much more than you think. Stunning architecture, beautiful landscapes, vibrant monuments, excellent institutions with a great culture. Places to have fun and connect with nature. Sudbury and Cameron College are much more than what you can see on Google Maps.
I hope that one day you can come to Sudbury, right? Okay, so let's move to Cameron experience. So Cameron College is the largest city in Northern Ontario. We are the public college, and we established in 1967. Currently, we have more than 5,000 full-time students from 7 nationalities. And one of the top reasons why students they choose Cameron College to study, because according to the statistic of employment, students can find a job after 6 months of graduation. We do have more than 89% of students can find a job. Because why? At Cameron College, most of programs are hands-on program, practical program, for example, skill trade program, right? So, and we also offer the co-op and also internship program while studying at Cameron College. So we not only give you the real experience during study with us, but also we give you the opportunity to get a full-time job after graduation. So that's why we do have very high percentage of students can find a job after graduation. And here's some photo at Cameron College. So as you can see, it's very large. We are the largest college in Northern Ontario, and we also have the on-campus resident. So it's very convenient for you guys. So as the new student, we highly recommend that you can stay in our residence because we do offer the 50% discount of our residence. So you just need to pay $450 per month. And you can stay in our townhouse with private bedroom. I mean that this townhouse including 6 students, and you just need to share bedroom or kitchen or living room. Okay, guys. Okay, so now let's move to our programs. So at Cameron College, we do offer undergraduate program, including certificate for 1 year, diploma 2 year, advanced diploma 3 year, bachelor degree 3 or 4 years. So we are the first college in Northern Ontario offer 3 years program. And then you can complete the bachelor degree, very fast track, right? And we also offer the postgraduate certificate in 1 year. So at Cameron College, we do have more than 80 career focus program. But today, because our topic is skill trade, so I will focus on more skill trade program for you. And I just want to let you know that skill trade is one of the very high demand job right now in Canada, not only in our city, Sudbury, but also in Canada generally. Okay, so for skill trade program, as you can see that we do have certificate for 1 year or 2 year. We have carpentry, building, construction technician 2 year, heavy equipment technician 2 years, HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning technician, or millwright technician, mechanical, I mean, and also welding and fabrication technician. Okay, so today I would love to share with you some details of each program in terms of the skill trade. So first of all, let's talk about the carpentry. This is a new program at Cameron College. We offer into 2 years. Okay, so what the highlights of program? So you can see that you can learn that is the carpentry skill, right? Hands-on training. We do offer the placement during study at Cameron College. And you can see that after you graduate, you can get the entry level salary from 40,000 to 55,000 per year. And if you have the experience, for sure the salary will increasing. And Sudbury, as you can see that we growing infrastructure and housing demands create solid opportunity for carpentry graduate. And it's also the high demand in Canada, right? And I mean that you have many career paths when you work in carpentry program. Okay. And next, let's talk about a heavy equipment technician. So this is also 2 years program. And what's in the highlight of program? You can get the path co-op, okay, co-op to get the industry training, and the opportunity for you to participate in the Skill Ontario competition. And the salary also very high for this program. And as I mentioned, that Sudbury is the mining hub. So mining and construction sector create an excellent demand for heavy equipment technician here. Okay, and again, skill trade shortage continue to increase demand for heavy duty mechanic nationwide in Canada. Okay, and now, okay, let's move to HVAC. I have some, Vietnamese students study HVAC program, and they all agree that this is a very good and popular program at Cameron College because we offer the hands-on training in state-of-the-art advanced lab at Cameron College. And just similar to heavy equipment technician, you will have the opportunity for select students to participate in the Ontario Skill Competition. Okay, and we are one of the only 2 colleges in Ontario offer the oil burner technical training of this program. Okay, and then you can see that we offer the industrial, mechanical, millwright technical. Yes, and similar to others program, we do have a co-op, and it is also very high demand job here right now at Camden College, and I'm sorry, in Sudbury and also Canada. Okay, so I think that you can contact to Martini from EOS agency to have more details about each program if you are interested. Okay, so now let's move to the estimated cost, the tuition fee and also the cost of living at Camden College. So the average tuition fee at Camden College is around 19,000 Canadian dollar. And when you add the auxiliary fee, textbook, accommodation, is around 41,000 Canadian dollar per year. And please remember, when you study at Camden College, you study full-time program, you are able to apply for the part-time job, and then you can cover for the accommodation, cost of living here. And for admission requirements, so if you want to apply for diploma program, you need to have IELTS 6.0 or TOEFL, PTE, or Duolingo, and you need to graduate high school. Okay, otherwise, if you don't meet our English proficiency, you need to study, you can choose to study English for academic purpose program at Camden College, and we do have two levels. Level A, Duolingo from 60 to 75, and level B, Duolingo from 80 to 105. Okay, so each level will take 4 months. Okay. And next, let's move to scholarship and bursary. So currently, if you apply to EOS agency, we will waive application fee for you, $95, and you are able to get the housing bursary, the textbook bursary, entrance scholarship. If you apply for bachelor degree, you are able to apply to get $3,500 for entrance scholarship. Otherwise, if you apply diploma, you are able to get $1,500 for the entrance scholarship. And during a study at Camden College, you are able to get a current scholarship from $500 to $1,500 as well. Okay, and we also have a lot of service and support to students from Career Center. That every year we organize a job fair at Camden College, and it's a good opportunity for you to get the part-time job and also full-time job, because more than 100 employers from Northern Ontario, they will join at Camden College, and we are the biggest career fair in Northern Ontario as well. Okay, so we also offer the Learning Center, the Immigration Student Advisor, R&D Department, Athletic Center, and also Wellness Center. And also, Sudbury is very diverse community. We also have Filipino community, Vietnamese, Korean, Chinese, and we also have Indonesian community here. Okay, so now let's move to the last part, immigration. I know it's very important, right? Okay, so this is the pathway for students to get immigration. From study to work and then permanent residency. Okay, so the first step, you need to study. Study very important. Okay, so you need to choose the full-time program that eligible for BCWB up to 3 years, right? And after you graduate, you are able to apply for permanent resident. And Canada still the country open the door for international students. As you can see that we still have the express entry program. Canada still offer the OMB, it's in the provincial nominee program. And now if you choose to study in Sudbury, we do have the CT program offer for you. This is the privilege for you if you study in Sudbury. We have the RCIB program if you speak English, and we have the FCIB program, Francophone Community Immigration Pilots, if you can speak French. Okay, so now let's look at what is the program. So RCIP is mean Rural Community Immigration Pilot Program. And recently, there are 14 communities who are participating for RCIP program. And why the Canadian government, they offer this program in Sudbury? Because they want to fill the labor gaps, especially in terms of technology, in terms of skill trade. Secondly, they want to support the regional economic growth. They want to encourage you stay here, right, for long-term settlement. And they want to enhance community development. For example, more diverse, more Indonesian students, more Vietnamese students, more Filipino students, right? And Sudbury is the largest city in 14 communities belong to the RCIB program. And how can you apply for the RCIB program? So this is the minimum requirements. So first of all, you need to have work experience, okay? At least 1 year. However, the good news for you, if you study full-time program 2 years or longer at Camden College, and you are in the community at least 16 months, the work experience will be exempt for you. Okay, so you don't need to have 1 year work experience if you study at Camden College for 2-year program or longer. Then, very important, you need to have the job offer from designated employer. And how to check designated employer list? You just need to visit the website from RCIB, Sudbury. You can see, you can check the list of designated employer. You need to meet the language, you need to have the education, settlement, you need to prove the funding intention of reside, and also you need to have the recommendation from community. But it's not difficult. Yeah, the challenge for you is job offer, right? Job offer. So how can to get the job offer more easier? Okay, so you need to choose the priority sector in the community that you want to study, you want to stay here. For example, in Sudbury, here is the list of priority sector. And you can see that good news for you if you are interested in skill trade, because trade is the top priority sector in Sudbury. You can see that we have more than 140 employers who can sponsor for you. Yeah, especially for RCIB program, if you can get a job offer from that. Okay, from trades, transport, healthcare, education, community, natural resources, agriculture, applied science, of business, finance, and administration. So here is the list. And of course, the list will be updated day by day. Okay, so I highly recommend you should contact to Martini to get more information about this well. All right. Okay, so before I give you conclusions, I want to give you the update about the RCIB program. So when you look back at 2025, last year, you can see that there are more 500 applicants to get the PR through the RCIB program. And please remember, application here is family, and family including 2 or 3 members, right? So totally, we have more than 1,000 people to get the PR through the RCIB program. And the target for this year and also upcoming years, they also offer more than 500 spots allocated for RCIB program, 45 spots allocated for RCIB, and they will have 8 applicant intake round. We also have a successful case from, around the world for RCIP program. Okay, so summarize about Cameron College. Why you should choose us? Because we offer you the accessible cost of living. As you can see, when you compare the cost of living from Cameron College to other, bigger city, right? We offer the safe and welcoming community. We also offer the better quality of life, career opportunities, full support in your program, and last but not least, immigration opportunities is in the RCB program. Okay, so I hope that one day you can choose Cameron College. And now let's hear what our students talk about Cameron and also Sudbury. So here you are.
I came here, all my expectations are fulfilled.
I'm from South Korea.
And I am from Philippines.
I'm from Vietnam.
I'm from Nepal.
I'm from China.
I'm a Nigerian student.
One of the best decisions to come here in Cameron.
There is a beautiful country and people here are very, very nice. Best college I have ever seen.
Thinking study in Canada. This is my experience to be an international student here in Canada.
And the Canada's people is very good.
The community is very supportive.
I want to say, you want to be alone. Cambrian makes sure you feel connected.
Everybody here is lovely.
College has a reputation, like good reputation for a long time.
If I can do it, you can do it.
Okay, if they can do it, you can do it. Thank you so much for listening. That is my presentation. Thank you.
Wow, thanks a lot, Sophia. Nice presentation.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, and also I love the slogan. If I can do it, then you can do it.
Yes, yeah, I love you.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
I came here, all my expectations.
Okay.
Okay, so I will just make it more clear to them. Perhaps I will just explain a little bit in Bahasa about conclusion of the RCIP that you offer in the presentation. Oke, jadi teman-teman, seperti yang tadi Sofia udah share, kalau di Cambrian itu memang salah satu lokasi RCIP. Kenapa RCIP itu sering aku sebut? Karena memang kalau untuk Kanada sekarang, untuk pathway programnya itu yang menuju PR itu memang dia cenderung lebih cepat. Seperti tadi yang dibilang ya. Kalau misalnya kalian melalui jalur studi di lokasi RCIP, minimal studi kalian itu 2 tahun, kalian itu nggak perlu harus punya pengalaman kerja. Kan kalau untuk syarat utamanya sebenarnya RCIP itu terbuka untuk semua daerah. Jadi misalnya kalian studi di luar daerah RCIP, lalu one day kalian dapat job offer di RCIP, nah itu kalian bisa pindah ke lokasi tersebut dan kalian bisa apply jalur PR-nya gitu. Cuma kalian karena nggak lulusan dari lokasi RCIP ini, maka kalian perlu minimal 1 tahun untuk kalian bisa apply PR. Jadi let's say misalnya kalian dari Toronto atau kalian dari Vancouver atau dari area lain gitu, dan kalian one day dapat job offer di RCIP, itu juga boleh aja. Jadi di Kanada itu kalian mau stay di mana aja, itu bebas. Kalian nanti mau apply PR-nya di mana itu juga tidak mengikat ya. Misalnya kalian stay di Vancouver, kalian harus apply di situ. Memang mungkin dalam beberapa case itu ada yang menguntungkan ya dari segi location kayak menambah poin ataupun apa. Nah tapi untuk di Kanada sendiri tidak mengikat. Jadi kalian mau stay di mana aja, lalu kalian getting PR-nya di lokasi lain, itu nggak masalah. Nah, di sini juga, cuma keuntungannya kalau misalnya kalian itu belajarnya di RCIP locations, kalian tuh exempt tuh jadi kayak di pengecualian ya. Pengecualian tuh jadi kalian tuh nggak perlu 1 tahun working experience-nya. Jadi begitu lulus nih, ceritanya misalnya kalian study in Cambrian gitu, atau di lokasi RCIP lainnya, begitu lulus, and then kalian dapat job offer-nya juga dari designated employer. Designated employer itu memang nggak semua employer-nya berdesignated, tapi untuk membuat employer jadi designated itu gampang. Karena student aku pun kemarin ada yang employer-nya nggak designated, lalu bikin di salah satu RCIC. Jadi aku ada kenalan juga RCS ini, recommended banget karena dia juga kerja untuk kampus-kampus publik di Kanada dan dia bisa bantuin dan itu sangat gampang sekali untuk prosesnya. Nanti terus habis itu employer-nya jadi designated and then ketika kalian dapat job offer dari employer tersebut, kalian bisa langsung apply PR. Jadi sangat cepat banget. Jadi kalian lulus and then kalian dapat job offer dari designated employer and then kalian langsung straightly bisa apply PR. Karena juga student ELS nih, beberapa melalui jalur RCIPN sudah PR ya. Jadi memang ini cepat. Lainnya mungkin kalian sering dengar kayak express entry, kayak gitu-gitu ya. Atau mungkin dari provinsi gitu. Itu juga oke. Sebenarnya untuk Kanada itu banyak sekali pathway untuk PR-nya. Jadi nggak terpaku dalam satu jenis ini ya, pathway-nya. Cuma kita perlu sesuaiin. Nah, kebetulan di sini, kenapa hari ini aku bawa skill trades, itu di Sudbury memang skill trades-nya sangat-sangat bagus. Seperti yang kalian ketahui tadi, kalian lihat sendiri di presentasinya Sofia, skill trades-nya ini benar-benar oke ya untuk di Sudbury, karena dia pun kota tersebut itu banyak job untuk skill trades. Dan sertifikasinya pun di Ontario itu hanya ada 2 kampus, one of them itu adalah di ini Cambrian, gitu. Oke, mungkin itu sekilas tadi yang aku perlu sum up dari presentasinya Sofia tentang RCIP. Kira-kira sampai sini ada pertanyaan? Siapa yang mau tanya? Are there any questions? Atau mau raise hands juga boleh. Oh, okay. Sophia, I have questions, but the student's not here because she has to work. Do you have any online programs for onshore students in Canada?
For onshore student,
Mm.
unfortunately, at the moment, we don't have the online program. And you know what? Student cannot get the BCWB if they study online programs. So that is the reason why we highly recommend that students need to go to the campus in person to study. And according to the RCIP program, if students want to apply for RCIP program later on, right, they must be in Sudbury at least 16 months, right? So that, yes, we recommend that students should be in Sudbury when they study with us.
Yeah, but maybe because the student is located in Canada and they are in PGWP already. So they just need like, the license or the certificate like that. Maybe you have.
Okay, so for this case, we do have, but we need to review each applicant. So I will share you the link for like the certificate. It just take 8 months or 1 year. Yes, but student can complete by online program. So I will share you. Yeah, I will share you in the chat box. Give me a second.
Also DM me later. Because also text me later.
Okay. I will text you later. Okay.
Yeah, because so that I can forward it to the student.
All right.
Oke, teman-teman, ada pertanyaan kah? Jadi skill trades macam-macam ya, nggak cuma tukang las aja ya. Jadi tukang ledeng, tukang pipa itu. Terus habis itu tadi ada HVAC. Itu HVAC tuh asik banget ya, karena itu tentang ventilasi. Jadi heater, AC, gitu-gitu. Itu dibutuhin banget di sana, bayangin. Setiap rumah, setiap bangunan itu kan ada ventilasi semua. Dan di sana karena musim dinginnya panjang, jadi heater itu sangat-sangat dibutuhin. Kebayang nggak sih orang di sana tuh spesialisasinya, skillnya itu cuma satu. Nggak kayak di Indo ya, ngerjain satu tukang tuh bisa ngerjain semua gitu. Bahkan bisa bangun rumah ngerjain dari tukang ledeng, listrik gitu-gitu semua bisa. Nah kalau di Kanada nggak, makanya kenapa in demand, karena nggak banyak yang ngerjain guys. Jadi satu kebayang nggak? Padahal rumahnya kebutuhannya tuh terus ada. Gedung-gedung semua juga gitu kan butuh. Okay, we have series of questions here. Just let me read it for you. Okay. Okay, I wanna bring family with 2 kids. Is it possible to take the certificate? Can my couple work? Okay, let me answer for this. Oke, buat Vivi ya. Untuk bisa bawa pasangan, Kanada itu per Januari 2024 harus ambil master ya studentnya. Jadi kalau misalnya kebetulan di sini tuh college. Jadi Kanada itu ada dua jenis sekolah. To sum up gitu, dua jenis sekolah yaitu university sama college. Jadi kalau uni itu adalah lebih ke akademis, jadi S1, S2, seperti itu. Nah, kalau untuk college, itu mereka offernya diploma, certificate, postgraduate diploma gitu. Mereka lebih ke practice skill. Jadi lebih ke skill gitu. Nah, untuk Kanada per 2024 Januari itu udah nggak boleh. Kalau misalnya kalian punya pasangan, kalian nggak bisa sponsorin mereka untuk open work permit. Jadi bisanya nanti pasangan berangkat dulu, and then ketika PGWP udah dapet job nih, nah langsung bawa family-nya, langsung bisa PR malahan, ya kan? Karena kan begitu nanti dapet job offer tadi, pathway-nya kan seperti itu. Nah langsung family-nya diangkut semua tuh. Nah itu bisa seperti itu. Tapi kalau langsung bawa waktu pas bareng sekolah itu nggak bisa kalau sekarang. Atau opsi lain kalau misalnya memang mau ambil skill trades itu dua-duanya sekolah. Aku juga ada student yang seperti itu. Jadi suami istri sekolah, mereka bawa anak ke sana. Satu keluarga berangkat. Tapi dua-duanya sekolah. Nah, kalau misalnya mau yang salah satu sekolah tapi bawa keluarga, ambilnya master S2. Hanya bisa itu sekarang kalau Kanada ya. Oke, and the next questions. Oke, untuk nambahin lagi tadi ya. Jadi kalau once again, kalau university itu lebih ke academic things. Jadi lebih ke gampangannya kalau sekolah college ini lebih ke skills. Jadi kayak lebih ke keterampilan gitu. Nah, sebenarnya ya dari segi pekerjaan lebih banyak pilihannya kalau di keterampilan dibandingkan lulusan dari akademis. Gitu. Karena lebih banyak dibutuhkan di bagian ini. Gitu ya. Oke, next questions. Do you have any engineering program which has PGWP?
Engineering program?
Yes.
Okay, yes, I have. We have. Let me show you. Okay, so here is the list of BCWP eligible. And in terms of the engineering technology, here, we have a list like civil engineering, 2 or 3 years, electrical engineering, also 2 or 3 years, mechanical engineering, electromechanical engineering, 2 or 3 years, mechanical engineering, 2 and 3 years, and environmental technician 2 years, and workplace safety and prevention technician 2 years, right? So yes, this is the program of engineering technology. And to let you know that civil engineering nowadays very in demand job in Sudbury, because I just have the Vietnamese student. He graduated from civil engineering, and he's just called me last week. And he said that a lot of students from Toronto, they moved to Sudbury to get a job here. And then they can apply for the RCAB program. Civil engineering belongs to the priority sector of RCAB program. Thank you. I will share you the list right away.
Okay, thank you, Sophia.
Welcome.
Okay, then we go to the next questions. Opsi lain tadi udah aku jawab ya. Kalau untuk bawa pasangan, sekarang udah nggak bisa. Itu peraturan dari pemerintah Kanada per Januari 2024. Jadi, so sad but true, tapi nggak bisa lagi. Kecuali dua-duanya sekolah. Ya, itu nggak bisa diganggu-gugat. Bisa kalian nggak bakal diterima kalau misalnya kalian bawa pasangan. Buang-buang duit aja nanti jatuhnya, ditolakin. Oke, and then next. Lulusan orang Indo dari Cambria sudah ada dong. Itu ada di recording sebelumnya ya. Nanti aku bisa share. Kalian bisa hubungin aku aja. And then, okay, next questions. Tuition fee. How much is the tuition fee after scholarship?
Okay, the average tuition fee is around 19,000, and the entrance scholarship is $1,500, right, for one time. So maybe you just need to pay around 18,000 Canadian dollar. Yeah, 18. However, please remember when you study with us at Cameron College, you are able to apply for another scholarship during study at Cameron College. Okay?
Yeah, so they still have chance to get another scholarship, right? Ya, jadi masih ada chance ya untuk dapat tambahan scholarship ketika sudah di sana nanti apply based on nilai biasanya gitu. Kalau yang ini kan dia entry scholarship. Scholarship Kanada memang nggak banyak teman-teman. Jadi nggak cuma di Cambrian, di sekolah lain pun sama. Jadi rata-rata itu Kanada udah patok harganya. 1 tahun tuh sekitar 17.000 sampai 20.000 Canadian dollar. Which means ya sekitar 190 juta sampai 200 jutaan setahunnya. Itu udah rata mereka segitu. Jadi kayak udah diatur sama pemerintahnya. Kalau misalnya kalian mau full scholarship kayak gitu, kalian ya coba LPDP atau beasiswa global yang dari uninya kasih atau college-nya kasih. Tapi itu around the world ya, saingannya sama seluruh dunia. Dan itu berat banget dapetinnya karena bakalan saingan sama student-student dari seluruh dunia yang otomatis nilainya bagus-bagus. Karena bukan berat di syarat masuknya, tapi berat di competitors-nya. Otomatis yang daftar pasti pinter-pinter gitu loh. Dan kita udah nggak kebagian, karena slotnya juga kecil. Oke, and then next, so kalau perlu family permit, maksudnya visa sekeluarga ya, mending ambil master ya. Is it faster path than college? Is it big opportunity after that? Okay, I will answer this. Jadi, sebenarnya, to be honest, aku belak-belakan sama kalian, kalau untuk pilihan kerja jauh lebih cepat dan lebih menguntungkan kalau dari college. Kenapa aku bilang gitu? Karena sebenarnya Kanada itu butuhnya keterampilan, butuhnya skill trades sebenarnya ya, skill trades and then healthcare kayak gitu-gitu. Yang mana itu hanya butuh sekolah di college aja, nggak butuh di uni. Sebenarnya seperti itu. Makanya dulu waktu Kanada belum stop atau belum ubah kebijakan 2024 itu yang perubahannya besar-besarannya, di mana proof of fund juga naik 2 kali lipat segala macam. Itu karena Kanada merasa overload, orang ke sana itu cuma ambil diploma, orang ke sana cuma ambil sertifikat gitu, padahal bawa family segaban seperti itu ya. Bukan, maksudnya dari negara lain juga kan bawa tuh berbondong-bondong family, padahal ambilnya cuma diploma, ambilnya cuma sertifikat, ambilnya cuma keterampilan kayak gini. Nah, jadi terus Kanada berlakuin kalau kamu mau bawa family, kamu harus S2. Nah, jadi ke filter. Makanya sekarang benar-benar yang bawa family itu terpisah gitu loh. Maksudnya mereka harus ambil S2. Nah, yang single-single atau yang bawa family atau yang ada family tapi yang single dulu yang berangkat gitu ke college. Karena dari dulu jumlahnya nggak balance di sana. Karena jarang yang mau ambil S2 di Kanada. Nah, jadi pemerintahnya karena ngelihat ini overload, mereka berlakuin sistem baru, yaitu per 2024 tadi yang aku bilang. Tapi sebenarnya untuk job offer, untuk cepat PR-nya segala macam, honestly lebih cepat kalau kalian punya skills, keterampilan. Dan kenapa di Kanada nggak mau hire orang luar? Jadi kalian boleh coba, kalian mau apply job langsung dari luar Kanada, mereka nggak akan lirik. Karena semuanya harus based on sertifikasi. Jadi mereka nggak terima kalau misalnya kalian nggak ada sertifikasi dari Kanada. Bahkan nggak cuma soal kerja ya, soal kalian mau sekedar mancing, sekedar camping, sekedar ngapain, itu harus punya license di sana. Jadi Kanada, to be honest, tuh one of countries yang memang paling parah untuk apa-apa harus di licensing. Jadi kalau misalnya kalian mau kerja warehouse, forklift gitu ya, atau di Indo mungkin udah biasa ya kerja pertukaran kayak gini nggak harus punya license. Tapi kalau di Kanada harus. Bahkan kita punya murid di Cambrian, dia udah semester sekian gitu ya. Itu pun nggak bisa kerja part time di bagian pertukangan. Pertukangan yang maksudnya benar-benar itu membutuhkan license karena dia belum lulus dari situ. Once dia lulus, baru dia bisa diterima secara permanen kerja di situ. Bahkan untuk part time-nya aja mereka butuh license gitu. Nah, itu dia bedanya. Makanya banyak yang tanya, kenapa sih, Ci, kok ke Kanada aku nggak bisa apply job langsung, atau kenapa gini-gini? Ya, itu dia. dari government-nya, dari kebijakan pemerintahnya seperti itu. Jadi kalau misalnya mau bilang opportunity-nya lebih banyak mana, jujur lebih banyak dari lulusan college sebenarnya. Apalagi di skill trades, apalagi di Sudbury yang benar-benar butuh banyak lulusan dari skill trades. Tapi bukan berarti lulusan dari S2 nggak dapat kerja ya. Terbukti student EOS semuanya yang lulusan S2 udah kerja. Beberapa bahkan juga ada yang udah PR, ada yang udah citizen. Jadi semua bergantung dari masing-masing dari kalian juga nantinya gitu. Okay, next question. Is there any limitation of age for enrolling in certification? Of course, no. Kalau udah berumur 36, apa masih mungkin kan untuk daftar dan dapat kerja? Jadi one thing kalian perlu tahu, di Kanada nggak ada batasan untuk sekolah ataupun batasan untuk kerja. Ya, yang kerja lu minimum atau maksimum usia sekian tuh hanya ada di Indonesia ya. Nggak ada. And then college bisa part-time berapa jam? Part-time di Kanada, college maupun uni sama aja. 24 jam per minggu. Di saat sekolah ya, di saat libur kayak summer, holiday gitu-gitu, kalian bisa part-time sampai full-time gitu boleh. Bisa part-time di college juga bisa. Oke. Sofia, do you have any on-campus work?
Oh yes, we do have on-campus part-time job. So not only you can get the part-time job off campus, you are able to get the on-campus opportunities. For example, work at library or event center, or even international department team, right? So we usually have the posting on your portal when you become our student, and then you just need to apply to become to get the job on campus.
Is there any limitation for the, working hours on campus?
As I know that on campus you can work full-time job. Yeah,
Wow.
like 40 hours per week.
Wow.
Yeah, on campus. I mean that on campus, no limited work hours, but
As long as there is the job.
off campus is 24 hours, but on campus 40 hours. I mean full time. But to be honest, you need to focus on your study, right? So you need to balance, right? Job and also studying.
Yeah, that's what also I want to say to them. Jadi kalau di Kanada enaknya itu kalian punya hak kerja di luar kampus tuh kan tadi yang aku bilang 24 jam per minggu. Tapi kalau misalnya kalian mau additional, misalnya BU nih ya butuh duit banget, kalian boleh kerja tambahan di on campus. Itu kebijakannya tergantung dari masing-masing kampus. Nah, untuk Cambrian sendiri mereka mengizinkan boleh terserah kalian gitu loh, nggak ada limitationnya. Tapi sekali lagi kalian di sana itu under visa study. Jadi kalau misalnya sampai kalian studinya terpengaruh nih, misalnya kebanyakan kerja, and then jadi bolos, and then jadi performa menurun, nggak lulus-lulus atau apa, nah itu dari imigrasi juga akan notice, dan itu bisa beresiko kalian kena deport gitu. Jadi tetap kalian harus balance. Bertahan hidup juga perlu, tapi kalian juga harus balance dari segi kalian itu harus menyelesaikan tugas-tugas ataupun kewajiban kalian sebagai student ya. Gitu. If I want to take ECE program without having related background, what is the chance to apply?
Okay, so for ECE program, we only require you complete your high school, your high school in your home country. Actually, we don't require you have background. But in term of getting study permit, it's very important when you explain in your study plan, right? You need to prove that why you want to study ECE when you don't have any background in terms of ECE to convince the embassy from Canada to give you the study permit. Yeah, it's more important. So I think that maybe you should contact with Martini to give her your detail about your background, and then maybe we can suggest you to another option related to your background to get a study permit first. And when you arrive in Canada, yeah, I mean in Sudbury, you can switch the program to ECE if we still have the available slot for this intake.
Oke.
Make sense? Right.
Ya, jadi Naomi,
Hmm.
banyak student yang nggak relate sebenarnya untuk program sama background. Apalagi kalau mau ngambil pertukangan kayak gitu ya. Di Indonesia kan kita nggak terbiasa kerja seperti itu biasanya ya karena. Tapi mau ngambil nih misalnya. Nah, kamu bisa direlatein itu nanti karena di visa tuh harus relate. Jadi paling nggak misalnya nih ya contoh untuk ECE kan itu urusannya sama balita. Nah, kamu bisa masukin di working experience-nya. Misalnya kamu ini ada ngelesin anak-anak kecil, ngelesin calisung, kayak gitu-gitu. Nah, nanti of course tuh juga harus ada pembuktiannya juga. Nah, nanti kita bisa discuss more details tentang hal ini karena banyak yang join program ECE tapi backgroundnya nggak ada gitu ya. Nanti kita perlu discuss more details di ini ya secara private. Okay, and then next, does it have like tasks, theoretical tasks in the college, just like in uni, or is it full practical learning?
Practical learning, right? Okay, so yeah, as I mentioned that we are college and college in Canada, they quite different from university. So for university, it's more focused on theory, right? But for college, they more focused on practical. They more focused on hands-on program. So they want to give you the real experience and make sure that after you graduate, you can jump to the labor market. You can start your job without training or without study more to complete the job, right? So that's why during study at Cameron College, we usually offer you the co-op program or the placement program that you can get the real experience and also have the opportunity to get a full-time job after graduation. Yeah.
Yes. Nah, bedanya ini tadi juga aku mau nambahin, kalau misalnya di college itu lebih banyak pilihan co-op. Mostly banyak ada co-opnya. Karena kan memang kalau belajar di college itu lebih ke praktek. Nah, kalau yang tadi aku bilang S1, S2 itu lebih akademis. Jarang yang ada co-opnya. Nah, oke. And then next is CE consider high demand shop. Iya, tentu aja. Nggak cuma di RCIP location loh. Itu in demand shop all across Canada. Kenapa aku bilang gitu? Karena student EOS sendiri yang bawa anak, ya, itu harus antri sampai kurang lebih setahun untuk bisa dapat jadwal di daycare. Kebayang nggak? Jadi di Kanada itu benar-benar butuh untuk ECE. Itu karena ya nggak banyak yang apply untuk kerjaan ini dan sedangkan untuk field-nya pun masih banyak kosong gitu butuhnya karena kebuktian di daycare itu antri dan antrinya nggak main-main sampai setahun. Terakhir kemarin student aku yang di Nova Scotia and then ada juga student yang di Ontario itu pun harus apply untuk daycare anaknya itu nunggunya sampai antara 9 bulan sampai 1 tahun. Kebayang nggak sih? Jadi lama banget nunggunya. Nah, sedangkan ECE itu bisa kerja di daycare, and then di sekolah gitu juga. Ngurusin anak-anak kecil. Jadi kayak toddler, and then balita gitulah. Oke, tapi nggak ngajar ya kalau di Kanada. Jadi jaga anak-anak kecil. Oke, next questions. Maybe ada yang mau langsung tanya, raise hand gitu, unmute yourself gitu. Okay, and Sylvia, about intake, um, is there any spring intake for all programs?
Not really. We do have spring intake. I mean May intake. But in May intake, we only offer a few program like ECE, personal support worker, EAP program. Yeah, just a few of one. The main intake is still September and also January, right?
Oh, January also maybe
Yes,
intake.
we do have 3 intake per year, September, January, and also May intake. So currently we still accept for September intake. I don't think that we have enough time for students who apply outside Canada, but if you have students who want to apply onshore, I mean inside Canada, you still have enough time because according to the IRCC processing time for onshore student, it just take 60 days, right? Or shorter. So still have opportunity for onshore student. For student who want to apply for outside Canada, I highly recommend that you should apply for January or May intake to have enough time to apply for study permit. Thank you.
Yes. Dan untuk visa Kanada banyak yang nanya berapa lama prosesnya. Ini aku kasih tahu. Jadi kalau untuk single itu prosesnya single application kurang lebih sekitar 5 sampai 6 minggu. Tercepatnya 5 minggu. Student aku kemarin yang single mostly dapatnya di minggu ke-6. Itu setelah biometrik, setelah medical, kayak gitu ya. Jadi udah komplit semua baru dapat decision. Nah, kalau yang family itu mostly sekitar 7 sampai 8 minggu. Rata-rata sih di minggu ke-7. Jadi lumayan lama ya. Jadi kalau misalnya untuk visa memang harus dipersiapkan, tapi bisa apply sekolahnya dulu. Let's say misalnya kalian apply sekolahnya dulu, lalu nunggu dananya dulu misalnya untuk nunggu proof of fundnya dulu nih. Nah, itu kalian bisa apply visanya nanti. Contoh misalnya kalian mau apply untuk intake spring ya, misalnya Mei gitu, April atau Mei ini. Nah, kalian apply dari sekarang nih untuk sekolahnya, tapi nanti untuk visanya kalian baru urus di bulan Desember misalnya. Itu nggak masalah, nggak apa-apa. Yang penting kalian dapat seat dulu di kampusnya gitu. Karena kan nanti kalian juga akan dibagi PAL juga kan. PAL itu jadi Provincial Attestation Letter, itu surat penerimaan dari provinsi. Jadi seat kalian udah aman setidaknya. Dan oke, for English, do you accept Duolingo, right? What is the score? Can you tell them?
Yes, we do accept Duolingo. If you want to apply for diploma program, you need to have Duolingo at least 105 score. And if you want to apply for postgraduate certificate, you need to have the Duolingo at least 120, 120 score. And if you don't meet the English requirements, don't worry because we do offer the English program at Cambrian College. So you just need to have at least Duolingo minimum 60, 60 score to study EAP program for 8 months and 80 score to study English program for 4 months. We do have 2 levels.
Okay. Okay, is there any other questions before we close, maybe? Nanti buat yang mau tanya-tanya, boleh misalnya belum kepikiran nih, masih bingung atau apa, dan nanti ketika kalian udah kepikiran, kalian boleh chat aku. Ini nomor aku yang tadi texting kalian tuh nomor admin ya. Nah, ini kalian boleh tanya aku langsung nanti. Kalau misalnya mau one-on-one session bareng aku sama Sofia juga bisa. Jadi nanti tinggal chat aja, nanti kalian tanya. Misalnya baru kepikiran apa gitu. Oke. You're welcome, Naomi.
You're welcome. Hopefully to see you soon in Sapare. Naomi.
Ya. Oke, any other questions before we close? Maybe ada yang mau tanya, mungkin James. Ini kemana nanya millwright nih. Can you maybe share about millwright? Share further explanation about millwright. I mean, like the job opportunity like that.
Millwright.
Hmm.
Okay, so okay, let me share with you. Yes, so as you can see, here is the information about the millwright technician. You will learn to install, maintain, and repair industrial machinery, right? We also offer the hands-on training, get the real-world experience through the labs and co-op placement. And here is salary. And you can see that very diverse career path. You can work in mining, because Sudbury is the mining capital of the world. You can work in manufacturing, energy, automotive, food processing, and more. And guys, believe me, here, recently, this is the AI era, right? But I truly believe that if you choose skill trade program, AI cannot replace you. Yes, yeah, the skill trade still need the real person to work in this field.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with that.
yes. So I think this is a very smart choice if you choose engineering or skill trade or maybe ECE to study.
Ya, I agree with you. Jadi buat kalian yang kepikiran, aduh AI gitu ya, tenang, program skill trades ini nggak akan bisa digantikan oleh AI sekalipun. Tetap akan butuh human ya untuk ini hal. Jadi nggak mungkin kan misalnya pasang heater atau apa AI yang ngerjain ya kan. Jadi tetap ini job opportunity-nya itu panjang dan akan selalu dibutuhin selama masih ada peradaban manusia. Oke. Jadi ini bisa dibilang future karirnya bagus. Oke, and then next questions. How about job opportunity heavy duty equipment?
Oh, okay. So for this one, yes, I also read, I already shared to you about a heavy equipment. Okay, can you see my screen? All right. So here is the information of heavy equipment. Yes, you can see that you can work as the heavy equipment mechanic, field service technician, DSO mechanic, or equipment is better, right? And let me see. Okay, it's in a stable and growing career because it's a very important role in infrastructure. And you know that Sudbury, the how can I say that they invest, they invest a lot of money for infrastructure in Sudbury. So that's why they need civil engineering. They need the skill trade in heavy equipment or millwright to build the infrastructure here in our city. Mining as well, construction with a strong long-term earning potential and career growth. Right? Yes, I will share you. Yeah, I will share you the PowerPoint to Martini, and Martini can share with you guys. Yeah, thank you.
Ya, buat yang minta PPT-nya nanti WA aku aja ya. Aku tadi sudah share kan nomornya. Itu langsung ke WA personal aku ya. Buat kalian yang hadir di sini, nanti langsung WA aja kalau misalnya mau minta PPT-nya. Okay, next question. Hi, so which one have the better job opportunities between millwright and heavy duty equipment? And from both of those, which one that they needed the most?
All right. Okay. So for this one, it depends on each province. But when you ask me, especially for Camden College, especially in Northern Ontario, where we located, I have to say that both programs have a strong job opportunities in our city, in our region. Wait a minute. Okay. Because skill trade, as I mentioned, is very high demand. So if you are comparing the two heavy equipment, technical, and also millwright, it depends to heavy duty equipment. If you enjoy working in the large vehicle, and heavy I mean that large vehicle, and you should choose millwright if you prefer installing, maintaining, or repairing industrial machineries in factories and production facility. Yeah, it's the different way, and again, it depends on your interest. So let me share you with this one. Yeah. So I highly recommend that you should visit our website, and then you need to check the curriculum from each program. Then you can give the right design for you. But to summarize, both program is very high demand in Northern Ontario. Both program.
Jadi dua-duanya itu sebenarnya in demand, bagus semua job opportunity-nya. Cuma kamu mesti kira-kira balik lagi ke dirimu, kayak maksudnya lebih suka ngerjain yang mana nih? Karena kan untuk heavy duty equipment itu kalau misalnya kamu suka sama large vehicles sama heavy machinery, ya kan namanya aja heavy duty ya. Nah, itu kamu bisa ambil itu. Tapi kalau misalnya kamu suka installing, maintaining, repairing mesin industri gitu ya di pabrik-pabrik gitu, itu choose millwright. Jadi tergantung. Dua-duanya sama aja, sama bagusnya. Okay. And then next questions. Approximately what percentage of graduates from Cambrian College are employed? Next questions.
And I mentioned that it's more than 1%. Yeah, I also mentioned in my presentation, 89.1% student can find a job within 6 months after graduation.
Oke, itu bisa dibilang good ya. Karena apa? Karena untuk dapetin job sekali lagi nggak cuma dilihat dari background sekolahnya, tapi lebih ke personalitinya juga. Jadi misalnya sebagus-bagusnya program, kalau misalnya kalian punya karakter untuk kerjanya nggak bagus, personality kalian nggak bagus, itu kan kembali lagi back ke personality dan karakter kalian juga gitu. Nah, dari kampus sudah menyediakan kendaraannya, tinggal gimana kalian bisa untuk kira-kira memanage fasilitas ini. Mereka juga ada student career support, mereka ada job fair gitu, mereka ada connect. Nah, tergantung dari kalian kira-kira gimana. Karena student EOS pun yang dari Cambrian yang lulus itu mudah cari kerjanya. Yang satu udah ditambang, udah langsung diterima sebelum lulus loh. Bayangin kalau misalnya kalian pengen tahu kesaksiannya dia, nanti bisa minta recordingnya yang webinar sebelum ini. Itu waktu itu aku ada datengin 2 student. Nah, maksudnya mereka udah ada job juga gitu. Jadi sebenarnya balik ke masing-masing pribadi juga untuk kerja ya. And then next question, my background is hospitality, food and beverage operation. Is there any program in Cambrian?
Oh, well, okay, so
Maybe that can relate to skilled trades, something like that.
okay, so we need to know that what is your highest level of education? High school or bachelor or master? Okay, and at the moment I am looking for the program related to your background. Actually, if you have the background related to hospitality, food and beverage, maybe you should consider to study project management or supply chain management. But unfortunately, both program is not eligible for BCWB. So maybe you should consider to this program. Let me share to you. Is it community and health service navigation, addiction and mental health, early childhood education? Yeah, I mean that it's not exactly related to your background in terms of hospitality, but at least you can work in the field that help people, that support people. yes, to take care their health.
Oh, what
Yeah.
about like social worker? Do you have it? Or
Yes, social worker. Yes, social worker. We
yeah,
also
you can also enroll in that, I think.
yes, yeah.
Social worker, because in hospitality industry, as we know, that people serve, right?
Yes, yeah. I mean that like support to people.
Yeah.
Take care for people. Yeah, for all the elderly. Yeah.
Ya. Bisa ke social support worker karena ini bisa dari stream mana aja selama kalian itu kerjanya di bagian service. Kan hospitality itu service. Dan untuk Kanada sekarang memang kalau kalian punya background hospitality, kita nggak pernah saranin kalian ambil hospitality. Atau bagi kalian yang mau ke Kanada, jangan ambil hospitality untuk saat ini karena stream hospitality sekarang sudah close ya, untuk PR segala macam itu susah. Jadi dari udah 2 tahun ini, almost 2 tahun ini, pihak Kanada itu bahkan nggak ada kampus yang jualan hospitality. Karena apa? Karena memang nggak ada PGWP-nya. Terus udah gitu mau PR juga susah. Nah, jadi bagi yang dari hospitality bisa consider untuk ke bagian service, kayak social support worker, personal support worker, kayak gitu. Nah, itu masih bisa kayak deal, kita bisa istilah kata bikin skenario-nya untuk ngeling gitu ya nanti kalau di surat mau bikin visanya itu. Okay, our next question. Is it possible for bachelor to take skill trades in Canada? Of course, if you have strong reason, itu bisa ya. Karena beberapa juga dari S1. Cuma kita perlu lihat dulu profilnya, kayak misalnya ada berapa gap year-nya juga, itu karena berpengaruh juga. Terus kira-kira dari gap year tersebut kerjanya apa? Nah, kalau misalnya mau dicek, nanti boleh kirim resume ke aku, coba nanti aku cek dulu kayak gimana bisa nggak kira-kira masuk ke skill trades. Karena so far, student yang ambil skill trades itu di usia 35 plus juga banyak. Dan beberapa dari mereka juga lulusan S1. Gitu. Yang terpenting itu memang harus bisa show strong reason why. Jadi kalau dari kampusnya sendiri itu nggak ada larangan. Mau dari S2 mau ambil S2 dari S2 pun nggak masalah gitu dari kampusnya ya. Tapi yang jadi masalah tuh nanti dari visanya gitu, teman-teman. Hai, any other questions? Oke. James udah clear ya. Jadi untuk program tersebut dua-duanya bagus, dua-duanya in demand, dan dua-duanya punya job opportunity yang bagus. Cuma balik lagi ke kamu gimana nanti. Lebih nyaman kerjanya apa gitu. Oke. Okay. Any other questions maybe before we close?
Thank you, everyone.
Oh, not yet.
Oh, no worry.
Okay. So from hospitality, if I want to take a HVAC, can I? Yeah, of course. But from the campus, actually, there is no obstacles, right, Sophia?
Yes, I will that we accept if you want to apply for the different program not related to your background, as long as you just meet the English proficiency as well as admission. However, the challenge things is your study permit. You need to prove to the embassy from Canada why you want to choose the different program not related to your background. So that is the thing. So I recommend that you should contact with Martini because Martini is the expert of the study permit. Yeah, and she
Ya,
can help you.
ya. Jadi banyak yang memang nggak relate, tapi kita harus segimana mungkin untuk showing strong ties-nya. Nah, itu nanti bisa discuss. Ya, karena memang kalau dari kampus, kalau Kanada itu enaknya syarat masuknya nggak susah. Cuma visanya yang challenging, itu aja. Tapi kalau misalnya nanti bisa discuss gimana untuk caranya benang merahnya ini gitu untuk dealing segala macam. Nah, itu bisa ya, oke. Okay? Oke. Next question about heavy duty optional co-op What do you mean by optional co-op?
Sorry, the
Oh, okay. Someone asking about the optional co-op in heavy duty program because it is said optional, so he want to know more about it. What do you mean by optional?
okay, give me a second. Let me check. Optional. Okay, so it means that it's not mandatory. It's not mandatory in your program. So you either choose co-op program or not. It's up to you. Yeah, it's not mandatory. You know, some the program will have the mandatory co-op or placement, so you must to try. But this is the optional, so you either join or not. It's up to you.
Yeah, but I suggest you to take the co-op because it can support your future career. Okay, and next question. For the process of the application to college, should I pay for the administration first before handling the visa, or after the visa and then payment? Okay, let me explain it. Oke, jadi untuk program di Kanada, kalian sebelum apply visa itu harus deposit. Deposit itu DP. DP-nya tiap sekolah beda-beda. Tapi untuk bisa ajuin visa dan chance istilah kata untuk support chance kalian supaya di approve, itu kita selalu suggest kalian payment 1 semester. Wajib 1 semester, habis itu baru apply visa. Nah, amit-amit nanti kalau visa kalian di-refuse, yang sudah kalian bayarkan tadi yang 6 bulan ini, 1 semester ini, itu bisa refund. Dengan catatan visa kalian ketolak. Ya, nah itu bisa di-refund, dan refundnya full, hanya dipotong administration fee, dan itu nggak banyak. Jadi memang harus bayar, karena itu adalah salah satu syarat dari imigrasi Kanada. Mereka mau lihat betapa kalian udah serius nih, kayak udah bayar sekolah, dan tingkat keseriusannya itu dilihat, ya itu tadi, minimal bayar 1 semester. Jadi kalau misalnya setahun 18.000, 1 semesternya sekitar 9 ribuan. Okay, any other questions? For the student visa to Canada, kemungkinan ditolak, of course ada. Nah, ditolaknya itu biasanya faktornya satu, secara finansial kurang. Karena ada kan butuh proof of fund ya, rekening koran tuh 4 bulan terakhir. Nah, jumlah rekening korannya berapa? Rumusnya adalah 1 tahun tuition fee plus 1 tahun cost of living. Ditambah travel cost itu satu orang $2.000. $2.000 Kanada ya, bukan US. Jadi kalian bisa total sendiri nanti kira-kira butuhnya berapa. Kalau misalnya kalian, misalnya in case ini di uni ya, misalnya gitu ya, kalian mau bawa family. Nah, itu ada juga rumusannya, nanti aku bisa share, kalian bisa chat aku aja. Nah, 1 tahun cost of living itu berapa? Jadi 1 tahun tuh untuk single 22.895. Itu udah naik ya memang. Yang tadi aku bilang 2024 naik 2 kali lipat. Lebih malahan. Nah, itu 22.895 itu hanya cost of living single satu orang. Nah, nanti kalau misalnya berdua, bertiga, berempat, itu dia ada tabelnya. Aku bisa share ke kalian tabelnya. Jadi itu untuk cost of living. Nah, plus 1 tahun tuition fee. Tuition fee kan tiap sekolah beda-beda. Kayak tadi di Cambrian 1 tahunnya 18.000. Itu di plusin itu. Plus tadi travel cost 2.000. Nah, nanti baru ketemu rumusan proof of fund yang harus kalian sediakan selama 4 bulan. Ditolak kedua alasannya selain dari dana itu adalah purpose of study. Jadi kalian dicurigain kalian tuh ke Kanada cuma mau pindah migrasi kayak gitu. Walaupun at the end kalian mau stay permanen di sana, tapi karena ini adalah visa student, kalian harus showing benar-benar bahwa kalian tuh mau sekolah. Nggak boleh kita bilang, oh nanti aku mau kerja di sana, oh nanti aku mau menetap di sana segala macam. Karena kalian apply-nya pakai visa studi, jadi kalian harus showing kalian tuh butuh ini study. Gitu. Makanya tadi penting buat relatein background kalian sama programnya. Tapi bukan berarti kalau misalnya kalian nggak punya background di situ, kalian nggak bisa ambil nih program. Tetap kita bisa kayak usahain untuk bikin relationnya. Nah, itu nanti diperlukan discuss one by one. Jadi personal discussion, private discussion. Karena case by case ya, tiap orang lain. Oke. Next question maybe. Kalau nggak ada yang tanya lagi, maybe we can close. If there is nobody else anymore, maybe Sophia, you want to say closing statement?
Okay, guys. First of all, thank you so much again for joining our session today. I know that it is the very quite late, yeah, quite late in Indonesia, Sunday night. And
You
yeah,
too.
yeah, okay, but I really appreciate your joining today, and I hope that our session today is very informative and also helpful for you. So again, thank you so much, and I hope that today you know about Cambridge College, you know about the opportunity of Skilltrade or any program that you want. And again, I just want to mention that Martini is the expert of Canada study abroad. So if you have any question, concerns about Canada, please contact to Martini or me. We are here to help you. And once again, hope to see you soon in Sudbury. Okay?
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Sophia. Thanks for your time. I really take up your weekends.
Okay. My
Always.
pleasure. I love it.
Guys, terima
Yeah.
kasih teman-teman udah join. Sekali lagi tadi yang buat telat join atau yang tadi mau minta PPT, boleh kontak aku ya. Tadi ya udah aku share nomornya. Oke, thanks once again for you guys. Thanks Sophia. Oke, I'll see you again guys in the next webinar. Bye.
Bye bye. Good night. Good night. Bye bye.